start the damn stream. All right, so we're sitting at.
Oh, Dan the Fireman's live. I didn't know that.
All right, let's see here. 10 seconds on this, according to it. And it's saying we're live. There we go. Everything's looking on the up and up. What do you think here? Let me send you this. All right. Yeah, I could probably pull it down just a little bit more to take that off air off the top of it.
Yeah, if you wanted to zoom in just that little bit.
And I'll have to zoom over here a little bit. Well, not that I'm sharing the link to you, but if I were to share the Hangout link with somebody internally, I'd need to cut off the chat there. Which is stupid, but...
Yeah, gotta love Google sometimes.
Yep. Can't have a simple way of doing this with everything, you know? Let's see if Main Gun shows up. Because I have two watching, which would be you and me, I'm assuming. Was it Main Gun 07, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't
Actually,
look...
you're giving him the watch link or the join link?
Oh, I was just good. He popped into my actual watch, not my thing. I was just seeing if he was there. Sweet. Sweet. Just trying out the... Yeah, that off air might annoy me. That's about it. Oh, hey, Dave. I have a podcast that I do with somebody else, and I want to have a window to record with, but I don't... Meets doesn't do that adequately. The only other option I have is Meets with my little face down over here, which would be annoying to me, but... Or I could find some way of shrinking us down to the same size, you know?
Well, and I think that's also where, like, non-sec had gone to vMix and using that. But honestly, from an internal side of it, I don't like the visual quality internally of vMix. But externally, the production value is great.
Yeah, I need to actually start thinking about actually having somebody... do some channel art for me to do like a border and stuff like that, like you guys use, like you and Skeptic and all of them use. Oh, I know. I know what OBS will do, Dave. That's generally what I do on my game channels, or the game side of things, is I have my stuff down. I'm just thinking I need a background so I can kind of move things around so I'm not covering up everything and whatnot. So, oh, did you get a chance to watch that Sydney Watson video?
I started to, but I had read the long post she had done before, so I was already aware of the story. It's just really makes you wonder just how butthurt Comedy Central was.
Well, let me put it to you this way. I'm thinking of filing a FOIA with the Border Patrol and FBI. I think it might just be a little too soon, so that's why I'm a little hesitant to. But
I think a couple weeks to see how the fallout is might be a little bit better and easier on that end of it, because I could see this really becoming a charged issue, especially because of that history with Comedy Central, and then everything that Sydney had put out, and it's like, hey, look, pretty much it boils down to, I'm a white chick with U.S. national with U.S. citizenship. And while they held me, I was let go pretty quickly. But then my friend, who's purely an Australian, who
Well,
was actually the linchpin of the issue, is the one who says, "No, you're
Israeli
not
Aussie.
coming in." Yeah, well, full Aussie, whereas she's half
Oh
Aussie.
yeah. Well, I mean, he actually, if I remember the issue correctly, he's actually served time in the Israeli Defense Force.
Yes, he did. And that's what it was, is he was doing an interview with one of Comedy Central's creators who really did some, shall we say, creative editing,
Yeah.
but he kind of had a sniff that something like that might happen. So he independently recorded everything. And after it was released, and what do you know, they
Yeah.
creatively edited it. He, her friend Ari was like, "Nope, here's the actual unedited bit."
Oh yeah. No, I've seen that. I also just watched today his truth about being detained and deported. And I like the fact that he can admit, I understand what they were doing, and they were all nice to me, so I have no beef with them. My beef is with, Comedy Central. And it
Yeah.
looks like yesterday he posted a video saying that today I spoke with Alex Jones about what really happened.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yep. So let's see here. Let's see here. I'm just trying to kill some time. Let's see here. What was I looking for over here? Oh, I remember what I was looking for. Dave Rubin. Because he went on Dave Rubin, I guess, the other day today. Yeah, streamed 7 hours ago.
Okay.
I might have to watch that one later. But yeah, it looks like a pretty like I said, I don't really have issue with our process, our law enforcement on this, because my biggest thing was I'd like to know what happened. And
Yeah, well, and the way I look at it is, again, I don't really see fault with the Border Patrol agents initially, or how the overall process reacted to the report of a threat. The issue I take with is the how credible was that threat actually assessed to be, and where did it come from?
yeah, and that and that and that the whole thing that they got him on, I don't know if you watched his video from 3 days ago, is basically when he filled out his visa to get on this like expedited visa program or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He There was a question that said, "Have you ever been denied a visa for the United States before?" And he clicked no, because he didn't remember that. 15 years ago, yeah, I had been, when he was what, 18, 19 years old, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could easily forget that if I had applied for a visa somewhere and it was denied.
And then nothing came of it. Yeah, it'd be something easy to forget.
Yeah. So, but 5 people watching now. It's amazing. Most of my test streams are the ones that get the most views. How Not to YouTube by Jay. That's what I should make.
Well, here's a question. What is the timing of your test streams compared to your regular ones?
Oh, they're
Because
they're shorter. They're shorter. So that's exactly
well,
why.
I don't necessarily mean the duration, but when you go live, because that could be a factor as well. Because like I'll recognize that I don't expect a huge viewership when we typically go live for VTW,
Mm-hmm.
because we're typically going up against
Non-sec.
non-sec and a couple other streams that we share a viewership with. So
Yeah.
it's one of those. Could I reschedule it to a spot to be more conducive in that manner? I could. However, with everything else going on in the schedule and the way that it lines up, it doesn't make sense to, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, the problem I'm having with this, and it's a minor thing, I think. I've got 119 drop frames on this so far,
Mm-hmm.
and that's only 0.3%. So I mean, I guess I could live with that.
Yeah, generally 5% and less. Because so I've had the actual live stream running on another window watching it, and I haven't seen any buffering. I haven't seen any issues on the visual quality, and of course, I have it muted. That way, I'm not getting
The
a
feed.
wonderful echo in my own head with the delay.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. So, um, oh, I might as well try out the transitions on OBS. See how smooth they work with my Stream Deck. And the whole blank screen is me trying to do my camera, but that's tied up by Hangouts right now. So there you go. Yep, it's got a pretty good transition. I could probably shorten the delay. I've got it at 500 milliseconds. Probably drop it down to 350. Let's check out that.
That a delay between it taking place or
It's
the
basically
actual input?
it's a transition.
Hmm.
It's a fade
Oh,
transition delay.
the actual speed of the fade. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Which that's the only thing I hate about OBS. At least in its base format, you only have fade or cut.
Hmm.
And I hate cut. I really do. I think that's the whole reason why I don't actually edit. Is because I don't I hate hard cuts and I don't want to spend the time fading every time I have a cut.
Well, depending on the video editor you use, the fade is actually really easy to set up.
Yeah.
It's quite literally the default one, so all you have to do is point, click and hold, and then drag the length that you want to do a fade, and then for a crossover fade, it's just lining up the two inputs to where you're fading out one as you're fading in the other.
Mangan just noticed that I'm actually mirrored in the window.
Ah.
So
Yeah, it happens with camera inputs. Actually, I think that's so the first time Tekatron used his new self-designed transformer avatar.
yeah, it was flipped.
Yeah.
I noticed it too because I saw his medals. I'm like, Battle what?
Oh no, for me it was the arm that the rating badge was on. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, I hadn't even looked at that. I saw his shadow box, basically his ribbon rack there. I was like, oh, that's wait, what? So God, this is gonna be a long week. I'm not used to working on Thursdays, and I have to work Thursday because I'm taking Friday off. I forgot to tell you that I won't be here for Veterans this week.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be up in Seattle at a concert.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, my first concert in 15 years, and it's an a cappella country group, so that'll be interesting. Because I love a cappella, but a cappella and country just don't seem to want to go together in my mind.
It's tough because generally when you think country, especially more of your traditional country music, there's particular instruments you expect to hear.
Yeah. Totally agree with that. So,
but actually a little bit of a sneak peek. So yesterday I did the chain replacement, recorded it, and have to start editing that down. Today I installed the new turn signals front and rear and the new tail light. But the main recording I did was actually just doing the turn signals on the rear, and mainly because honestly the head harness to hold the camera started to fucking bother me. So I just really quick did the tail light, got it installed, and then when it came to the front, I'm like, now I'll just throw it on.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I want to see who's in the lineup. That's not what it is. Looks like it is actually just that one band is what they're saying, which is fine. The band's called Home Free.
That's odd.
Yeah, but we're sitting main floor center too, about 10 rows back, which will be pretty interesting.
Nice. Now I'm curious. Did you pay the royalties to use that word?
No, I did not. Oh, did you see the Rode mic that I sent you?
Oh, the wireless ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that and I was like, how could I really make use of that?
Well, I mean, like if you were using your phone as a camera, whatever, you could when you're in recording at like the conventions, you could
Mm.
actually connect it via the the headphone jack, basically the headphone mic jack. It's got a TRRS connection.
It- yeah, but if I'm already going to be plugging that, well, no, because I could do a case and just kind of like sticky mount it to the backside, so that wire wouldn't be in the way. But at the same time, if I'm doing that, and I'm doing that kind of recording, I actually am setting up a have a setup on the wish list to do it to where I can have the mic coming from the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
the action cam up top, and that way you're not seeing any interference, and I'm still getting that direct input in with the video.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how long of a, because it's a like a phone cord. You could probably
Yeah.
stretch it pretty decently. Like you could have it connect if you keep it like on your pocket.
Well, and so the microphone and everything that I have set up, the cord is in the elasticated coil type for that as well. So if I go, when I get my hands on that sort of on that setup, I wouldn't have an issue. And in the interim, like right now, if I had came across an event in the next few weeks I wanted to go record at, I actually so when I bought the lapel mics, it was actually a 3-pack. So I have one still in the package as reserve. I permanently in quotes mounted one inside my helmet.
Mm-hmm.
That way, that can go into the setup for when I'm riding. And the third one I set up to um, that can be used on. Actually, I can peel it off and I can use it permanently mounted on the uh, the handheld jack if I really wanted to, which is where so that that double feed thing came into play for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way I was thinking for those types of events, I could use that third, either the second or third lapel mic to being directed at me to catch my audio better, while still also using the shotgun mic looking out where the camera's pointed.
Yeah. Speaking of lapel mics, my my wife had the bright idea of trying this with my phone. I have to try that yet. Lightning cable adapter for that lapel mic setup that I got.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the confusion of setting up my desk for my computer, I have misplaced my lapel mics. They're just sitting somewhere around here. Let's see. Save $100 off of the SL2 camera. Oh, that camera that I'm probably never going to buy. Got it.
Mm.
And then 350 off the D5600. Again, a camera I'm probably not going to buy.
Not going to buy or not going to be able to afford.
A little of both. So, yeah, not much else going on. Just
We heard of acapella science.
yeah.
You know what? That is something worth looking into just out of curiosity to try to get away from some of the stupid.
Oh, okay. I've seen them before. I just haven't. I don't. You're talking about the acapella science YouTube channel there, Main Gun?
That's what I'm assuming.
Oh wow. Their intro video that I got was Entropic Time,
Yeah,
or his, I guess I should say.
that will be interesting. But at the same time, the sun should just about be down, which means I'm actually going to go for a test ride to test out the new lights.
Ooh.
Once,
All right.
let's see. Let's see. That should be done. Yep. Okay, that's done. So just need to let the camera charge for a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta go make Philly cheesesteaks for dinner.
Ooh.
Yeah, got a 2 sirloin steaks sliced sandwich thin, and got some bell pepper and some sweet onion for my wife and mother-in-law. Some cheese whiz for the wife on her bun, and
So
provolone.
traditional.
I do cheese whiz and prov both at the same time because it's so good. But what was I gonna say about this? Now that my mouth is watering. Oh, one of the bell peppers I got said it's made in Canada or grown in Canada, so I was gonna send that to Brainy.
Interesting. Yeah, that should be should get quite the reaction from him.
Oh, Dave's having pizza. What kind of pizza? Homemade or chain?
Pineapple or no pineapple?
Pineapple does not belong on a pizza. That is sacrilege.
I used to be on the no pineapple thing, but after having some of the odd food combinations over in Asia, it's not as bad as it could be.
No, I used to love Hawaiian pizza. I used to try and get pineapple on everything, but it just no.
Yeah, there are sometimes you just don't mix it in there, but yeah, generally when I do it, it's it has to be Hawaiian. Although typically when I do a Hawaiian, I don't do a traditional Hawaiian. I add bacon on it.
Speaking of which, I need to do something here. And as moderator.
Dominoes with pineapple. You are so wrong.
Well, what do you expect from a crusty MT? I'm not even going to touch that last comment there.
Part of me wants to know the reference, but then the other part of me is like, no, don't. Just no.
I hope he's not doing text to or speech to text to say it was kimchi. He's got a wonderful story about kimchi on the boat. That mirrors one that I have too.
Oh boy.
Kimchi on a submarine. Can you imagine how that goes over?
You're remembering we were permanently home ported in Japan, so we had access to a lot of that. And now here's the real kicker. My chief sat in one of the back corners of the shop, right in front of the AC inlet. We had a guy let one rip. Next thing we know, we hear an "Oh God!" and Chief runs out of the shop.
Anyways. No, I get the reference that I get the reference he said now that he's done that. Yeah, no, on a submarine with kimchi, it's not just one space that gets affected, especially when it's stored in the main fan room. Or the idiot decides to eat it in the main fan room. So.
Yeah, it's more stories for Friday night.
Yep. Oh.
If not this week, next.
Yeah.
And the week after.
We got to try and convince Dave. Well, he's got to probably be taking care of his son on Friday nights, so we should try and get Dave in on this. I'll have to send him a link to your channel. Must be ready to shill at a moment's notice.
All right, so how's your dropped frame rate looking now after
0.1%, still at the 119?
Yeah. Yep, you should be good then.
Yep. I just got to test it with a game that's a little higher frame rate than just my camera, so. And I can do that later on my own, so.
Yay.
Alrighty. Thanks for hanging out, Jared.
Hey, not a problem. Have fun.
Yep, you too.
Matt.
Bye.